Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the November energy forecast for numerology. As you can see, I decided to get a little bit Halloweeny today, being that it is Halloween. So I am really, really excited to share the November energy forecast with you for a few reasons. There is some energy coming up this month that's been bubbling and percolating for a while that I feel is strongly going to be coming to head this month. And I think it's going to actually be a really, really good thing for us. So, November is an 8 energy month, right? We just left October being a 7 energy, which was the preview to 2023. And now we're in that lead up mode to 2023. Good morning. So happy you're here with me. Be sure to post, let me know you're here, comment, ask questions as we go. If there's any particular dates you have in mind that you want to know about, pop them in the chat. Let me know. Thank you. My little nod to Halloween and witchiness. So definitely having some fun with that today. And, the energy that is really strong right now for us to really tap in and be aware of is this idea that, how people say, like, I want to do this thing, but I'm waiting for a sign. Have you ever said that? Or like, the universe will tell me when the time is right. Or I'm just going to wait until I know. And while I'm not saying that you should, go against the current, right? Or do things at the wrong time. What I'm saying is the universe doesn't want you to be passive. We are not passive participants. We are co-creators. We are here to create things with the energies around supporting our creation. We are not meant to be at the whim of the signs, right? We are not meant to be at the whim of the signs. The signs, you can ask for a sign, absolutely. But here's something I want you to know, and is going to be very strong this month. The signs are waiting for you. Like, the signs are waiting for you. Like, I just really take this in for a minute. Oh, preach, right? The signs are waiting for you. The universe is waiting for your decision. The universe is waiting for your decision. It is so important to decide, make the decision, and then let the universe show up with the levels of support, with the signs, with the guidance, with the nods in the right direction, right? It's like, it's the universe wants to guide you. And when I say universe, like, take that to mean what you want it to be. It's not about somebody up there sitting on a cloud that wants to tell you what to do. The universe isn't bossy. The universe isn't bossy. If anything, the universe is like, please show me what's in your heart to create, and I will help you create it. Show me what is in your soul's deepest desires, and let's help make that happen. And it is a co creation because you are not on your own. You are not alone. You have all kinds of resources at your disposal. You have guides, you have universal energies. You can tap into this by knowing the numerology, of course, and doing other types of energy work as well. But if you decide, the universe will show up to support you. So, and there's a lot that goes into that decision. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's okay to take the time to decide. But this month in particular, November, is going to show you not making a decision is a decision. Sitting back and being passive is a decision, right? And so this month in this 8 energy where there's lots of flow, lots of current, lots of momentum, it's going to show you the evidence of all the decisions you've been making up until this point. Because what you've been doing or not doing up until today has created a pattern and a current and a flow. And in November, you will notice what that flow is. You'll notice what it is, and you'll notice where it's taking you. So evidence is going to start to show up to say, this is what's happening. This is the flow you're in. It's like, you go to the water slides, and the water slides near my house, they've got different color slides. I can't remember, but I think it's like yellow is easier. And then it's like, whatever, blue is harder, let's say. So you're at the top of the water slides, and you've made a decision at some point to get in the flow, either the blue or the yellow or the easy or the hard. And partway down, you're going, oh, look, I'm in the signs of this. I'm in the signs of this. Well, that's because you decided to be in that. That's because you decided. And so, whatever decisions you've been making leading up to this month, they're going to show you the evidence of where you're at. So, what I really want you to take to heart is don't make that mean that you did the right or the wrong thing. There is no such thing as right or wrong. There is no such thing as choosing the wrong water slide, right? It's just a matter of, did you want the hard one or did you want the easy one? Did you want the one with the loop-de-loops or did you want the one with the twisty turns, right? Like, I don't know. That's up to you. And the universe doesn't know either. And the universe, maybe this sounds a little harsh, doesn't care. The universe wants you to have the experience that you are choosing to have. Okay. So in November, if you are noticing signs, they are reinforcing all the decisions that you've already made. That does not mean you have to keep making them. You can if you like it. If you like it, keep making them. But what I really want you to take to heart this month is that if evidence is showing up and you don't like it, or if signs are showing up and you don't like them, they are presenting you another opportunity to choose. They are presenting you another opportunity to say, this is not the path I'm going down. Thank you for showing me the contrast of what I don't want. Now let me choose again what I do want, right? And I really want you to take that heart, that the signs are not bossy. They're reinforcing the decisions you're making. So the signs will guide you according to the decisions you've already made. So taking in the noticing, taking in the awareness, and deciding again, yes, more of this, or I think I'm going to make a course correction. I think I'm going to make an adjustment. And 8 is a lot of flow and a lot of momentum, and there'll be a lot of fast moving energy. So while change is always available to you, you're going to notice the fullness of manifestation of a lot of the decisions you've already made, but you always have the opportunity to refine it. And I'm going to go into some dates around this because I think this is really, really, really important. If I were to give you a homework assignment for this month, it would be to really, really take stock of how you feel. Take stock of how you feel and decide, like, is this something I like? Am I feeling happy, at peace, at ease, content, confident, clear? Or am I feeling overwhelmed, chaotic, stressed out? There's nothing wrong with any of that, either one. But take it in and give yourself the opportunity to co-create something different if it's not the path you want to be down. So take stock of how you're feeling. The other thing I really want to, highlight in this 8 energy is this concept around pace, right? One of the things I've been noticing happening a lot, and so comment if you relate to this or not, is that there's this general sense of like urgency, like hurry up and like get the work out there, hurry up and like make the money, hurry up and like do this perfectly and do this really well. And, be the healthier version of yourself, be the best version of yourself, be the most amazing version of yourself. Like, hurry up. If you don't do it fast enough, you're missing the boat, right? And there's this general sense of urgency that is in the air. And whenever that kind of urgency is present, I always want to, for myself, and I invite you to try this on for you, I always want to ask myself, like, who benefits from this urgency? Who benefits from this urgency? Because a lot of the times it's manufactured urgency. It's not real. I mean, there is real urgency, don't get me wrong. But the question of who benefits from this urgency, I think is really, really, really important to ask yourself, because there are going to be opportunities where the world around you is going to want you to rush, and you're going to tune inwards and say to yourself, what is my pace? What is my pace? And I think in the online world, we see this all the time, where we see these like overnight successes, and like people do this one thing and then in 12 months their whole life is totally different. And all of that stuff is totally possible and totally available to you. Like the concept of quantum leaping, right? That's totally available and totally possible. And it's not the only way to build things. And it might not be your pace, and it might not be sustainable for you. One of the things I've noticed for me is that the concept of quantum leaps, or making massive moves in very short periods of time, it challenges my nervous system. I like slow and steady. Slow and steady works for me. And what I find with that is I actually build a really solid foundation, and I'm able to recalibrate my nervous system as I go. Now, I'm not saying I'm not available for quantum leaps. Of course I am. But some of the things that might look like quantum leaps on the outside like to someone observing my experience, they could appear like a quantum leap, but truth be told, I've likely been working on manifesting it for a while. I've likely been laying the foundation and doing the energetics behind it for some time. So it doesn't happen instantly, but the behind the scene work is not always something you can see. And so when you're feeling this month, this sense of urgency, ask yourself who's benefiting from the urgency. And then the second question is, what is my pace? What pace will serve me? Because as that co creator, this 8 energy in November is trying to help you remember your power, help you remember your strength. The tortoise and the hare is the perfect analogy of this, right? And that there is gifts in both and there are strengths in both, but decide what fits and what works for me. And rushing isn't always to our benefit, particularly if you find it's tripping your nervous system into more of a fight or flight state. Then you're going to be kind of creating from a very hectic, chaotic energy, which in my experience is not sustainable. And I don't tend to get the results I want if I create in that state. So giving yourself permission to opt out of the pace you see around you, to give yourself permission to do it your way, right? And at the same time, like sometimes we need to tell ourselves, like, today is the day. This is the day I'm deciding. And my decision looks like X, Y, Z, and mapping out a plan. So, your own pace. Being brave enough to set your own pace is just a radical act of courage, a radical act of self love, and it's a marker. It's a marker to show the world and the universe around you that you are a person of worth, a person of value, a person whose energy is prioritized. And when you are brave enough to set your own pace and you send those signals out there, the universe will meet you in that place, right? Which is really, really important because it is you activating your powers as a creator versus letting the world around dictate to you, right? Like if you're constantly victim to the flows around you, it is like being a leaf, a leaf blowing in the wind, right? Or a ship being tossed on the waves. Like it's okay to notice the currents and to notice the flows, absolutely, but don't let them dictate your pace. Don't let them dictate your energy. Don't let them have agency over you, right? Don't let them take your agency. You are incredibly powerful and potent exactly as you are. So let yourself feel that and claim that, right? Okay, let's get into some more specific information. I love this. The hairy tortoise. It's so true. Oh, so good. Decide, make the decision. So much is going to come out of that decision. Okay. So maybe let me just talk about today really quick. So today is Halloween. It's also a 2 energy day. This is a very strong day for intuitive ideas to land, particularly ones that are going to support you to have the type of home and love and family life you want. So, if you are going to take time to honor ancestors today, if you are going to take time to trick or treat with your kids today, whatever it is, let yourself be guided by that love from your place of heart, right? That is really what today is about. And it's really interesting because we swing straight into November with some really, really interesting energy. First of all, we start off on a 9 energy day, which is going to be all about mourning, loss, completion, endings, and surrender. So it's time to let go of some things, right? And the feeling I get when I tap into the energy that's around us right now is it's time to let go of the stories and the expectations that the outside world would put on us. I mean, you guys know I talk about this all the time. This isn't a new message, but it's very strong on Tuesday, tomorrow. Let go of the stories and the expectations that the world is putting on you and choose your own. Choose again. You get to create that. The other energy that is coming through for this whole entire first week of the month, for the first week of November, is what is your priority? What is most important to you? What do you want to see grow and expand in your life? Okay. Maybe that's health. Maybe that's love. Maybe that's business. Maybe that's money. Maybe that's feeling financially secure. Maybe that's your home. Whatever it is, allow yourself to invest in your priorities in this coming week. Let yourself invest in your priorities. And you can invest in a few different ways. You can invest with your money, with your time, and with your energy. So think to yourself, how am I investing in my most important priorities in the beginning of the month? Starting on the week of the 7th, we are hitting an incredibly strong knowledge and wisdom portal. So the week of the 7th of November, all the way through, really, it's going to be most potent from the 7th of November till the 11th of November. And there's going to be ideas like ramping up, right? Really ramping up, and you're going to start to see. So oftentimes when I see new ideas or new awareness is coming in for people, how it looks to me energetically in our beingness is it looks like almost like the waters of the old ideas start to drain. So we start to see illusions, right? We start to see holes in things that we thought were true, right? Like I thought life was a certain way, or I thought this was a certain way, but now I'm seeing like some holes or some gaps in that, and like maybe it's not as real as I thought. So you see holes, and in that illusion, there's like it's like almost like water starts to drain away, and there becomes some empty space. And in the new innovative ideas, the new flow that's coming through starts to come up until there's a tipping point where there's a lot more new and the old is draining away. And we are in that right now. We are in that right now. So if you feel confused because there's certain ideas landing where you're like, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's what I see. This is what I feel is true. And then the next day you're like, is it though? Is it really true? Is it really what I see? And you start questioning. Recognize that you're in this moment where the tipping point of the old and the new are still like wavering a little bit. There hasn't been enough drainage, if that's a word I can use. There hasn't been enough drainage of the old energy yet. And so we're still filling it with the new as the old is draining, and that's okay. Sometimes simply acknowledging my uncertainty isn't because I don't know. It isn't because it's not real and right. It's because I'm still in that energy where the old is leaving and the new is coming in. So there's not enough potency of the new yet for the idea to be as clear as I would like it to be. And that's okay. This is the energy that we're going to be creating in 2022 is a lot, or 2023, I should say, is a lot of um, creating in the unknown of like, I don't know for sure, but I sense. And that's going to be enough for me to take the next step, right? I'm going to let myself take the next step. So the week of the 7th, from the 7th to the 11th of November, ideas are coming. First, you're going to notice the draining of the old. You're going to notice illusions popping, bubbles popping, holes in the stories that you used to believe in or whatever, used to see to be true. And you're going to start to see maybe this is possible instead. Here's what I feel is coming through instead. And you are going to have some massive wisdom downloads happening on the 8th of the month. Whoop, sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Okay, some massive, massive wisdom downloads coming through on the 8th of the month. And then a huge light bulb moment landing on Friday, the 11th, where you are going to see a new solution to a challenge, to an old problem, right? So giving yourself time on the 8th and the 11th to be in that energetic state of receiving ideas, receiving information, go for a walk, journal, brainstorm with a friend, get some energy work done, get an intuitive reading done. Like this is an incredibly powerful time to do that. New ways of thinking and new ways of seeing will be coming through. Okay. The next window of time that I want to bring to your attention is the 20th of the month. So, because of all of these new ideas coming through and percolating and landing, actually on the 20th of the month, how it's going to manifest is it's going to manifest in a heart opening. Like, I'm actually really excited about this energy. I think it's really, really beautiful. So, starting on Sunday, the 20th, there's going to be a massive heart opening opportunity. Okay. So more love, more expansion, more heart opening, which is going to bring through connection and community. And connection and community is the key to everything. If you are feeling confused, lost, alone, isolated, scared, any of those feelings that we often feel in times of change, go to your community. It is so critical. We are individuals that need to regulate in community, that co-regulate, right? So letting yourself have this heart opening on the Sunday, the 20th. On the 21st, letting yourself receive. So the heart opens and then the heart receives on the 21st of the month. So if you can, on the 21st of the month, make yourself available to be loved on, right? Make yourself available to be loved on. I think that's really, really important. Knowing that on the 22nd, this is this whole portal. There's a wisdom portal on the 7th, and there's a heart opening portal on the 20th. Okay. On the 22nd, there is going to be some stories that come through that allow deeper, richer connection with loved ones. So, when I say stories that come through, what does this even mean? Like, we are people who thrive on meaning. And that's why we have things like myth, legend, and stories. What is your legend? What is your myth? What is your story? What is the story of love that you subscribe to, that you tell yourself, that you tell the world around you? So, whatever that is, the 22nd, I invite you to play creatively with that story. You get to rewrite it, you get to change the details, you get to let it be what you want it to be. And at every moment, remember in the beginning of this conversation, I said we get opportunities to make a decision, and then the universe will rise up to meet us in that decision. Well, you get an opportunity to make a decision by telling a new story on the 22nd. And ideally, it's a love based story, right? That's what it feels like to me. So, let's see what that's going to be about. And that sense of that story is basically, oh, this is perfect fitting for Halloween. That storytelling is you casting a spell, is you casting an incantation to allow something to come into being. And on the 23rd, you're going to find what that is going to be. You're going to see evidence or clues or hints about it starting to land on the 23rd of the month. The 26th of the month is another incredibly important day. And I really feel what's been kind of shifting throughout this whole entire landscape is the way things used to be done is changing. The way we used to do business, the way we used to love, the way we used to do our work, the way we used to look at our relationship with our health and our physical bodies, our families, our children, things are all changing. It's not the way it was anymore. And so on the 26th of the month, we are going to have these opportunities to really be like, well, how could it be? How would I like it to be? What is the new for me? Most of us would admit, let me know if I'm wrong, but it feels to me like most of us would admit some of the old ways that we've been handling things haven't really worked that well. Like we are ready to let them go. So the new ways want to be explored on the 26th of the month. And then we're going to end the month off on the 30th of November with another love expansion day. So letting yourself be open-hearted is really critical. I mean, all the time, obviously, but particularly in this heart activation of the 20th. And that because you have this like knowledge, wisdom activation followed by a heart activation, there's going to be this like merging and integration of those two things. And you're going to start to see that with using heart-centered energy, which is an incredibly powerful and potent energy center, you're going to be able to expand and manifest in the unknown with so much more support being received by the universe, from the universe to you, by you, right? You'll receive that support more easily with that heart activation happening. So I think that basically, kind of looking at my notes here to make sure I caught all the things, sums it up for me. If you have any questions while you're listening, post them in the comments and let me know. I'm happy to come back and answer them. If you have a friend who you think needs to hear this, please tag them in the chat so they can listen. And comment, let me know. What's your number one takeaway from today's call? What are you going to implement, activate, use as a result of this time together? And I just wanted to thank you for being here with me today and wish you a very happy Halloween, however you're celebrating it. And knowing that this energy today is really all about honoring loved ones. So I hope you get to do that. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'm sending you so much love. Bye, everyone.